Hey everyone, welcome to Anaheim Park Tours. Today is part 5 of our tips for first-time visitors to Disneyland. And we're gonna be focusing on food for this, and we're gonna start off with mobile orders.
Yeah, so for mobile ordering, we highly recommend that you place your mobile orders early. So what that means is before we leave our hotel or even on the walk into the parks, we're placing our mobile order for breakfast. And then we typically place our mobile order for lunch around 10 o'clock. And then the same for dinner, around 2 to 3 p.m. we place our mobile order for dinner. And the reason is because the mobile order windows fill up really quickly, and we've made the mistake of not mobile ordering and then being really hungry and having a hard time finding somewhere to do a mobile order, and we ended up having to wait in a line, and the line was long. Now, another great tip that we found out on our own, which we didn't realize, and we were stuck in a line and we were concerned we weren't gonna meet our mobile order window, you can go into your mobile order and modify it. So I was able to go in there and modify it to a little bit later of a time, and that way we didn't lose our whole mobile order, and that way I didn't have to cancel it and start it all over from scratch. And don't worry if you don't show up during your mobile order window, they won't charge you. So if you don't show up at all ever, they don't charge you for the food, so that is not a big deal. A couple of times we really wanted to order the loaded fries from Hungry Bear, and they are on their menu in the app, but then when you go into the mobile order, they're not available to mobile order. So if you really want a certain item, just be aware that it might not be available for mobile order, and you might have to walk up to the restaurant and order that. Another tip we have is when your mobile order window opens, click I am here right away, even if you're not near the restaurant. And the reason being is usually you have to wait a couple minutes anyways, and you can just walk towards the restaurant, and usually by the time you get to the restaurant, it'll pop up and say your mobile order is ready, and you're just kind of killing two birds with one stone, just kind of walking to the restaurant to get your food and not having to stand around and wait forever. We've noticed with our multiple trips that the most popular mobile order places are Bengal Barbecue, Ronto Roasters, and in the morning it is Jolly Holiday. And the reason is Jolly Holiday has breakfast items and fancy coffees, so they're a huge competitor to Starbucks, so the mobile orders there fill up really fast.
Moving on to restaurant reservations at Disneyland. Those restaurant reservations open up 60 days out, and if you're a Disney World regular that stays on property, you can book the entire week once your day opens up, and that's not the case at Disneyland. Whether you're staying on property or off property, you have to book each day, one day at a time. So make sure you set those reminders for each day you want dinner reservations or lunch reservations. Everything we have read states that reservation times open up at 6 a.m. Pacific time. If you've had a different experience, leave it down below in the comments.
If you are park hopping, make sure you don't make a reservation for the park you're hopping to before 1 o'clock, because they will not let you in to park hop before 1 o'clock, even if you have a dining reservation. You can only park hop at 1 o'clock and after.
Moving on to downtown Disney restaurants. Almost all of those restaurants can be booked via the Disneyland app. However, there is one exception, and that is Ballast Point. Ballast Point, if you want to dine there, you have to make your reservation at Open Table. Now, take in mind, a lot of the restaurants in downtown Disney will take an open table dining reservation as well, and that works out great if you are a larger party than 6. Speaking of parties larger than 6, we have recently had a conversation with a hostess at a restaurant, and we are having this exact dilemma. We're going to Disneyland and we're gonna have a party at 9, and we can't book any dining reservations. So what we were told by a cast member is to try to make 2 different reservations. We are making dining reservations on Crystal's account and my account. We were told to make those dining reservations close. They don't have to be at the exact same time. So she's doing a party of 5, I'm doing a party of 4. In the morning, when the restaurant opens, we were told to then go to that restaurant, let the staff know that you have 2 reservations for a party of 9 in our case, and they will combine those reservations. We were told this is the only way a party larger than 6 could get dining reservations.
Now, if you're looking for a specific restaurant reservation and you can't find it, don't worry. We've had the same thing happen almost every single trip, and usually about a week prior to your trip, if you're checking the app on a regular basis, you'll notice a lot more reservations pop up, and what's happening is a lot of people are changing their plans, they're canceling reservations, and more things open up. Usually between 2 to 3 days before our arrival, we're able to snag really hard to get reservations like Lamplight Lounge and Blue Bayou. And the way that we do that, well, I do that usually, is I completely stalk the app and I just check it as much as I can, as many times as I can throughout the day for our dates and the times that we're looking for.
Now, when Crystal says stalk the app, we may be both looking at the app at the same time, and I'm hitting the different times, lunch, dinner. Well, she's actually looking at the individual times, and we've been on there at the same exact time, and I'm looking at the dinner options, and she finds Lamplight Lounge by searching the individual times. So we recommend actually going to the different times and looking for dinner reservations.
That's right, and it can be a little tedious to go through each time because it's usually in half-hour increments, but it's totally worth it if you can snag that reservation you really want. Also, say for instance you already have a reservation and you find a restaurant you'd rather have, when you click on the new one to make the reservation, it will prompt you and ask, are you sure you want this, because it's conflicting with your other reservation. So it gives you a chance to say, oh no, I want my first reservation, or yes, please cancel that one and book this new reservation. So just so you know, it is all auto built in, so if you have something with a conflicting time, it will prompt you.
You can cancel reservations the day before up to 11:59. If you are a no-show, Disney does charge $10 per person for a no-show fee.
What's great about the Disneyland Resort is there are so many other dining options right around the Disneyland Resort. So if you're tired of park food or you don't want to deal with the crowds in downtown Disney, you can easily go somewhere off-site and find great dining. So some of our favorites right across the street within walking distance are Pizza Press, Panera, Mimi's Cafe, and there's also McDonald's if you're looking for a more budget-friendly option. Also across the street is the Garden Walk Mall. It's not that far of a walk, and they have a ton of different dining options for every budget and every taste.
And we do have a walking video to the Garden Walk, so if you're not familiar with the area, we'll link that in the description below.
Also, if you're staying near the Anaheim Convention Center, there are a ton of restaurants in that area as well. So if you'd rather go back to your hotel and eat somewhere close by, look into all the options in that area too.
Moving on to Rooftop Bars, there are 4 in the area, and we've been to 3 of the 4. The one we have not been to yet is the Westin. They just recently started taking reservations for outside visitors, and we look forward to going there soon. Now, the first one within walking distance is the 5th at the Grand Legacy. We have been there a couple of times. It is a great place to eat. It's basically pub fare food. Kids are welcome till 10 p.m. and you get great views, probably one of the better views of the Disneyland Resort in the area. Take in mind, we have not tried Westin yet. The next rooftop bar, which is just a little bit further away, is Parkistry at the JW. And we found this to be a little bit more pricey than the 5th. The food is more gourmet-like there, so you get smaller portions for a little bit more money. They do have some great views of the Anaheim area. What we didn't like about Parkistry, there were bright lights and televisions which reflected off the glass, so it was actually harder to view the Anaheim and the Disneyland Resort area without interference from other light sources. The last rooftop bar is the Blue Sky Bar, located at the Radisson Blu, which we went to a couple months ago. And it's a great bar. One thing we do want to say is it's a little dressier, so you will want to wear a button-up shirt or a nicer collared shirt when you do go there. You don't want to, we dressed like this and we were actually a little embarrassed when we were there. We felt very much underdressed. However, that being said, the staff is super friendly there. We had a great experience. They have indoor and outdoor seating with wonderful views of the Anaheim area. With all the rooftop bars, we highly recommend reservations to go there.
If you're like us and you like to pack your own drinks and snacks into the park, there's a lot of choices nearby within walking distance. First up is the Cove. It's located in the Tropicana Hotel. They have a wide range of snacks and drinks, alcoholic drinks, and in the mornings they have a great coffee bar with pastries available. Also nearby on the corner of Catella and Harbor is a 7-Eleven. They also sell snacks, drinks, and alcoholic drinks. And then across the street on the other corners of Harbor and Catella, there's a Walgreens and a CVS. Now Walgreens and CVS are like a drugstore, but they sell snacks, drinks, waters, coffees. They have frozen food, so if you have a microwave in your hotel room and you want to grab a cheap, easy meal, you could do something like that there. And they also sell alcohol as well. So if you're looking for something nearby your hotel, those are great options. The Walgreens and CVS also sell pay-as-you-go SIM cards. So if you're traveling from out of the country and you want to grab a SIM card, those are options for you as well. If you're looking to place a bigger order or you want more of a variety for your food, you might want to check into Vaughn's. It's the local grocery store in the Anaheim area, and they do offer delivery to the local hotels. And also, if you're planning on doing any kind of food delivery to your hotel, I would check with the front desk on what their procedure is for deliveries. There's lots more options for food delivery in the area, just like Instacart, Grubhub, all that kind of things. We ourselves have never used those options, but you can definitely look into using those as well.
If you haven't watched part 1 through 4, go ahead and click the playlist here, and we'll get part 6 posted as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.